Good morning, folks. I've decided today that I'm going to take a walk up Screel. It's a long time since I've been up. Whether I'll get right to the top today, I'm not quite sure, but it must be at least 10 years since I was up here. Used to go up all the time. I thought it might be quiet now that the schools are back, but if I just pan round there, you'll see the car park is fairly busy, so no doubt I'm going to meet quite a few people on the way up. There's a map here in the car park before you set off. There's various different routes that you can go. I'm not quite sure how it works now since there was a lot of trees and that fell, but basically you are there. I'm going to follow the road up. You can go out into the field and the way up out onto Ben Gairn should you wish, but I'm going to go up the path here, then up this road, follow it right up, because where the road finishes here, there was something I was wanting to show you in this area, so hopefully I'll get to there, but I may go on up to the top, along and down. Some people go up this way, but to me, you've got the view behind you. You're better going up to the cairn, coming along that side and back down, because you've got the view in front of you all the time. But we'll see what develops as we go. The first part of the walk, just up the road's not that exciting really. There's not many views, especially at this time of the year. Quite good for fungi in the autumn, but this road is still where obviously the sun doesn't hit the road. It's very slippy and very icy underfoot. But luckily it's only for short parts of the way up. You can see everybody's been keeping over to the soft snow, so there it's clear already in front, so not too bad. And as usual, I'm carrying too much blooming stuff. I'll be knackered before I get very far, but that's the thing when you're setting off for a walk. Certainly with me, with camera equipment, I would never leave anything in the car, so I've got to decide before I leave what I'm going to take, what I think I might need. And yes, you always forget something or have the wrong lens with you or something like that. But we'll keep heading up. We can see the Screel summit there in the distance. Anyway, when you get to here where there's an entrance into a field just there in front of us, you've got basically three options. The one there to the right is the road which you can follow on up round, or you can take slightly steeper route there in front of us where Luna just come from up through the trees. Or you can take that track, and if you follow that track it goes right through, and from memory anyway it goes into the trees at the other side. Then you can go through the trees a wee bit and out onto the moor, and then up onto Ben Gairn, along Ben Gairn, come back round towards Screel. It's a bit of a scramble, or as it used to be, through some of the trees, and then make it into like a circular or almost like a lollipop shape walk and come back down. Either one of these two routes, either that one there where Luna is, or that road there. As you come up through the trees, that really steep section there, it begins to clear a bit and you can see a good view, but the seat's there just in front of us. And where I said you could go straight on before, basically you can't, they've got it boarded off. Anyway, here's some walkers coming down now, so I'll just stop at this seat in a minute and show you what's here. So once you get to this seat, that's where you'd have went straight ahead in the past, or as I would actually come down there. But or you would have came along for the road when I was down at that last section, where it said it split three ways. If you went to the right, that road would bring you up there, and of course you just follow the road on up. Seat there, but looks of things this has been shut for a while, which is not surprising given, excuse me, the forestry, but they tend to shut things off for a long time. I dare say the looks of things there are people coming down there, but that's the way I would always come down, because it was much better to have the view behind the view in front of you rather than behind you. But anyway, if I just go back to the seat here, quite a bit of snow here, and do what I shouldn't do, not stand in the end of the seat and just don't know how much you can see, but let's have a wee push up with a pole. And, there we go. Looking out over the Solway, Heston Island, Lake District. I'm on this point there to the left of Heston, looking round to Castle Hill Point. And away over, there's Criffle and that in the distance. Yeah, so from the seat here, I'm going to turn left and head up the road, and hopefully as we get up here we'll start to get some views back down out over the Solway although I'm not too sure what stage the trees are at. I know they've been felling up here, but as I said at the start, it's probably 10 years since I was as far up as here, and probably 15 since I was on the top. But I did leave something up here, which I'm rather hoping might still be here. 10 years on, not bad, we'll wonder. We'll wait and see. But anyway, it's always worth having a look at some of these conifers maybe as we go. Just wait till I find a couple of samples. I remember when I left school and went to work in the forestry, one of the old foresters telling me a wee rhyme to so I could tell the trees. It works as a general rule. We have there a spruce, that one, see the silvery blue underneath, that's the Sitka spruce. So spruce have always got their needles singularly on the stem, they're stuck on one at a time, as it were, or grow out one at a time. So S means single, whereas beside it here we have a pine, and a pine begins with P, and I've got in here, hopefully you'll be able to see this. See, pine are in pairs, hence the P. And then the other species, which we don't see that much in now because they've been cutting them all down, and that's larch. So larch begins with L, so their needles are in lumps. So they're wee clusters like lumps fixed to the branch. So there are others, of course, but that's just a general rule that you can have for spruce, pine and larch. I've just turned around and looked back down the road, and gosh, that bit on the right hand side there, that was all completely open the last time I was up. The trees had been felled, and yeah, a lot of the view has gone, so hopefully we'll see it further up. But yeah, quite a steep bit of road that. But as they say, onwards and upwards. Still quite a bit to go yet. Nothing to my four-legged friend Luna. We've just seemed to have hit that certain height spot where it is now snow pretty much all over. It's not really thawed here. Fairly sheltered, of course, but probably was quite nice up here the other day. But anyway, we'll keep on heading up the road here. We're almost at the end of the road, looking quite grey. Looks like a bit snow shower maybe in a minute or two. But anyway, if you just turn and look back down, probably not appreciate it quite the same with such a wide angle lens that's on these cameras. But you're looking right out over the Solway there to the Lake District, Robin Rig Wind Farm, Hesson Island, Almanus Point there to your left, and Orchardton House, Castle, whatever you want to call it, in the centre just there in front of Hesson Island. Anyway, we better maybe head on up before the snow does come. Just another quick look back down the road towards, well, you can see Almanus Point in the distance, but really just before I think the snow does come, I'll just pan around and let you see this is looking up onto Screel. And of course the cairn is up there, if I go that far. Again, there's the end of the road just here. So this is us at what used to be the end of the road. Well, there seems to be a road that goes off there to the left now. Don't know how far that goes, but anyway, the way on up Screel is this way. And in the past, obviously the trees are gone now, but in here there used to be a big tunnel of trees that went up through there. We used to call it the cathedral. It was quite a good place to shelter if the weather turned when you were up here. But the other thing that's here, which has now been all filled in with the forestry, is this area here. It's a bit of a burn, but inside here is some interesting stones, let us say. Now, 10 years ago, I found a bit and I hid it up here. The reason I hide it is because it's in a bit where there's a wee waterfall, and the water, theoretically, will clean it. We used to do it all the time, a friend and I, when we used to come up. We used to find one or two bits and then leave it for about a year. But this one's been left a lot longer, so I'll need to go and see if I can find it. I'm just going to disappear in here and check to see if it's still here. There's a wee waterfall, but I'm not. I'll stop filming here just to want everybody to see exactly where I'm going. Yes, well, I suppose I was being a bit ambitious 10 years later, hoping it would still be there. But what I'm actually looking for is, I'll probably find something here. Let's have a look. The water's cold. If you look, there is an amethyst quartz seam. It's a well-known one, it's well documented. You'll find it online or find it in books. Just in this wee bit, there's another bit there. These are bits just broken off that I just found as I'm sitting here looking into the water. But I suppose the bit I had in the past has probably got washed away down here. But some days, there's another bit there. There's another bit there. But I had a sneaky feeling. There's another bit there. Not too purple, this stuff that I'm seeing today. But in the best, let's say, Blue Peter tradition, here's one I brought earlier. So, there's one there. But that one, yes, this one has been professionally cleaned. So it's probably none of that left now up here. But the big seam was dug out, I think, with the forestry vehicles. But if you go on up this burn, there is some, not as good as that, I don't think, but on the side. But again, it's worth spending time just guddling, especially after a lot of rain. It gets disturbed in the ground. In fact, I can see a bit in here if I don't fall in and get wet feet. No, it's not too great. It's very dirty. That one needs severe cleaning. But anyway, it's something to have a guddle for if you're up here with the kids or grandkids. I think Luna would have a good dig for it for me if I wanted. She's decided it's time to go back and on up the path. I had brought the drone with me, so I decided I'd better put it up then. So as soon as I got it up into the sky, of course, it started snowing, and the wind's actually up as well. So I've put it away just now. I'll maybe try and fly it again later if the snow clears and get a bit of blue sky. Well, folks, that's me at the cairn. That's looking across towards Ben Gairn. I've just seen two people coming down the path across there. Don't know if they're making their way this way, but it was certainly a bit treacherous coming up that last bit there. Very icy. It'll be interesting going back down. I'll have to walk off piste and stay in the soft snow, I think. But anyway, there's Luna enjoying herself right up the top of the cairn. Luna! Well, there's way towards Castle Douglas. Just a quick panoramic right round. Away in the snow and the hills in the distance. Looking round the way over towards Criffel. And that's the other end of Screel. I see somebody sitting there, somebody at the other end. But again, this is the way I would normally walk from here to that end and down, because you've got that magnificent view in front of you all the time. I think there's the snow starting to come in across there. I think what I will do is have a quick cuppa before I head down. You can see now the snow is coming in. You can't even see Ben Gairn now. Look at that. So I think that last time when I said I was going to have a cup of tea and then head down, I think the idea of a cup of tea or coffee is scrapped, and I'm going to head down certainly to the forest road before I have my cup of tea. I know I was up in the top when I said I think we would finish the video up there, but I've got down there safely. It was quite hairy coming down. It's a wee bit icy, so I came down slightly off piste in the snow through the heather. So we're back down onto the road now. And in actual fact, the blue sky, sun came out, so I put the drone up So I'll slip a wee bit of drone footage in at the end here, but in the meantime I suppose this is as good a place to finally finish it. Luna thinks it's time to go down anyway, and okay, it's a really wide angle view there, but you're looking out across the Solway. We've got snow up Screel, nothing on Ammonus Point, Heston Island on this side, and then snow covered hills in the Lake District. So until the next time, thanks for watching.